Good afternoon. Welcome to God First Christ Gang Media News. Welcome to God First Christ Gang Media News. I am your host, Brian Taylor Bridges. Man. We're going right on in. We're going in for Jaylon, man. Part two. I want to do a part two follow up. I was just waiting on some footage to come in so that I can not only pay my respects to the family, but also give my view and perspective on just what I see. And you all, just to make sure that I'm not crazy, prayerfully you all join in with me and give me some feedback on what you all see, on how you all feel about this particular case. Like I said, it's sad to me that the brother did get gunned down. It was verification to me that he did get gunned down and murdered, and nothing to me appears to be as the scene played out. Nothing appears to be lining up to me. So like I said, I just wanted to come right on back in and give you all some footage and share some footage with you all, and we're gonna go step by step, and break down the video of what the Akron police shared to the public today. Copyright disclaimer on Title 17 USC sections 107. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, teaching, news report, and scholarships and research. Fair use is permitted by the copyright statute and might otherwise be infringed. Non-profit, educational, and personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. You all. So again, I want to come right on in and discuss what I seen. What I seen this morning. It was pretty sad. It was a pretty sad situation. And thankfully that the medical examiner is there. Because he seemed to be the only one with a just mind in this situation. You all. Like I said, I did get the footage of what I seen, and I'll go straight into it, you all, and we'll just get right to it. So this was the public video that was shared. You all come on over to
Akron police officers attempted to stop a silver Buick on
y'all join me at Brian Bridges at YouTube. Y'all join me at Brian Bridges at YouTube. Please like and subscribe, share. Come on with it. Yeah, back to you all. I was gonna need this charger, so I just went on ahead and cut that off. You all. So I'm gonna need my charger. I've been pretty much on my phone all morning, trying, like I say, taking me a few notes and trying to get me, just really trying to understand. I done watched this video over and over again, like I say, just trying to understand all the discrepancies of the video. Clearly to me, they edited the video. I mean, you can clearly see that the video has been edited. Jaylon don't look like even a human being on this video. To me, you all, it seemed as though they put the mask on his head, But like I said, I'm gonna give you all a breakdown on that here shortly. But first, I'd like to go off into the video clip for a little while.
East Talmadge Avenue near Thayer Street. Officers informed dispatch that the reason for the stop was for a traffic violation as well as an equipment violation. The driver of the vehicle refused to stop, and officers initiated a vehicle pursuit as the vehicle was near the East Talmadge Avenue entrance ramp to Route 8 southbound. Approximately 40 seconds after the driver of the vehicle fled from the attempted stop, a sound consistent with a gunshot can be heard on the body-worn cameras of the officers. Officers notified dispatch that a shot came out of the suspect's car door.
Getting on the 8 south from Talmadge, reason for stop is traffic.
Now stop. first sound, and that was the sound that was heard that the police officers thought appeared to be a gunshot. Now, this sounded like clearly a vehicle running over a stick or simply just a car backfiring to me. I mean, but that's just my opinion. Now, as he further moves along in this pursuit, Jaylon proceeds to bust a right on the freeway, right? He proceeds to make a right turn. At the time this officer heard this particular sound, he hadn't even busted right yet, so he was beginning to make his turn. You all. I want to cue that part again because that's the very, very first sound that we hear as a pop. You know, like I said, they trying to say that Jaylon has shooting at these officers. But, I find it hard to believe when you're driving forward. I mean, because anybody that's driving forward, I mean, you pretty much driving in this position. Even if you're going fast, you hysterical, you driving forward. Now, who can shoot like this? I mean, you would have to shoot through the window. And I'm pretty sure the man was right-handed, and this was the first observation that I find to be funny. Like I said, who could shoot like this when you driving like this? Even if I turn with my right hand, I'm driving. If I'm a right-handed, then I'm driving. I mean, how can you shoot backwards like that? You think you can hit a target backwards like that? I mean, you're not even a threat if you shooting like this here. If you shooting from the back, you might hit anybody. I mean, that's not even threatening. However, it is wrong if he did fire a shot, But I don't find it to be. I didn't find it to be threatening at all, in no way, shape, form, or fashion. But I'm gonna continue to go ahead on because, like I said, it's a lot of discrepancies in this video, and to me,
Thayer Street. Officers informed dispatch that the reason for the stop was for a traffic violation as well as an equipment violation. The driver of the vehicle refused to stop, and officers initiated a vehicle pursuit as the vehicle was nearing the East Talmadge Avenue entrance ramp to Route 8 southbound. Approximately 40 seconds after the driver of the vehicle fled from the attempted stop, a sound consistent with a gunshot can be heard on the body-worn cameras of the officers. Officers notified dispatch that a shot came out of the suspect's car door.
Getting on the 8 south from Talmadge, reason for stop was traffic.
I mean, there you go again. I mean, but like I said, that's the cue part. It went from I just rewinded it. Now, when we get further in the video, as they go to explaining again, and they show this particular officer busting the highway, they try to show everybody an illustration of a flashing light. I mean, I didn't see that at that particular time. They had something covering it, which was some kind of piece that they was using to advertise an advertising badge. Like everything, I'm gonna show you all because, like I said, I do have some pictures of this here.
21 shots fired. That vehicle just had a shot come out of its.
Now, first thing he said was 21 shots fired with an S. Shots with an S. And then he said it was one shot. It possibly came out, the left side, which would have been the driver's side.
Approximately 40 seconds after the driver of the vehicle fled from the attempted stop, a sound consistent with a gunshot can be heard on the body-worn cameras of the officers. Officers notified dispatch that a shot came out of the suspect's car door.
Getting on the 8 south from Talmadge, reason for stop is traffic
Right there. That don't sound like no gunshot to me. It sounds like the officer. It sounds like the officer ran over something. To me, it didn't sound consistent with no gunshot to me. But I could be wrong. You know, I could just be partial. But in this situation, I don't. You know, I don't think that I am. Like I said, I watched the video over and over and over again.
21 shots fired. That vehicle just had a shot come out of its door.
At the time of the sound, a flash of light can be seen along the driver's side of the suspect vehicle. To stop a silver Buick on East Town ski mask.
Shots fired. That vehicle just had a shot come out of its door.
At the time of the sound, a flash of light can be seen along the driver's side of the suspect vehicle.
We don't see that flash of light. See, I see a police flash. We can't see nothing.
The vehicle pursuit continued on the expressway for several minutes, and the suspect vehicle exited onto the Archwood Avenue ramp. The pursuit proceeded through several city streets until he neared the intersection of East Wilbeth Road and Claremont Street. At that point, the driver slowed down and exited through the passenger side door of the moving vehicle wearing a ski mask. The suspect fled from the vehicle on foot, turning and facing.
Now, when they had the initial report, man, the people said they shot him all in the face. They didn't say nothing about no mask. Now all of a sudden the man had a mask on. I mean, what, he was driving with a mask on? Didn't nobody get that? Was he driving with the mask on? Or did he put the mask on while he was driving? Is that what y'all say? When he passed y'all the first time, he had a mask on. So he running from y'all in a vehicle, and then he put the mask on. At the time, the officer said he reaching for a gun. How can you see this man reaching for a gun? Cars behind. I don't know. You know, you can assume that he was reaching for a gun or hiding it. You know, or maybe trying to get the cell phone, because we ain't find that. I know he had a cell phone. They ain't say nothing about the cell phone, which that wouldn't have made a difference pretty much in the case, but, you know, I mean, just one of the things that I had noticed, you know.
Officers momentarily. He continued to run, evading arrest. Officers attempted to safely take the suspect into custody by deploying their tasers. The deployment of tasers was unsuccessful, and the suspect continued to flee on foot. As the foot chase reached the nearby...
Now, I was able to screenshot this, right? This was like in a matter of seconds. This was like in 2 seconds. He went from a taser, actually shooting a taser, because you can hear it discharge. I heard a taser discharge. and it possibly had hit him and dropped him, and then they switched officers. Now the lead officer, the one that they show getting out the car, he, in the second video they showing a different officer. They showing you from a different officer's body cam, on the second video. Now the second video is not the same officer that's in pursuit. The officer that's in pursuit, the one that pulled the taser first, is the arm that you will all see in these pictures I'm going to share with you all. And it's the same arm that's in the video. Now, when they show the second video, now the pictures that they showing with him in the mask on is two different officers. It came from two different officers. It came from, like I said, the second officer. It would have came from his particular body cam, but like I said, they switched it. The second video, it wasn't the officer that was behind him. It wasn't the officer that initially pulled the gun. Now this was the officer that came on the scene late. And he fired some shots too, you all. He fired a bunch of shots. I'm under the impression that these officers was out of bullets. When he said stop firing, I think they was out of bullets, completely out of bullets. Yeah, I think so. If they had some bullets left, they had one or two. But the man was on the ground. I'm thinking he took 1 to maybe 5 shots while he was on the ground. Man, every shot after the fourth shot was a shot fired with this man was on the ground. He might have had a taser deployed in him. The first time, Jaylon's name attorney said, from the news report, it said that Jaylon was handcuffed when he was taking fire. So how could he be handcuffed taking fire and then some other officers come late, which had to be seconds later, I guess 1 second to 20 seconds later, 1 second to 20 seconds later, this man rolled up shooting, firing. They did not chase him. I mean, it's 8 people. It's 8 people. Now, mind you all, it was 5 other officers that was there on the scene. It was 5 other officers there on the scene. Now, ask them why they didn't fire no shots. That was an overkill. I mean, they had the wherewithal, the common sense to know, hey, man, I'm not even jumping in there. I'm not going to even fire a shot. It was 5 other officers there in ample enough time to get off a shot, but they didn't shoot nothing because they wasn't no trigger happy gun people just trying to kill somebody. Shout out to the 5 officers who did not fire a shot. Shout out to them officers. Thank you. Because these other idiots. Like I say, this was senseless. I'm gonna continue the video.
Parking lot, the suspect stopped and quickly turned towards the pursuing officers.
This is supposed to be Jaylon. That's supposed to be the man on.
Officers reacted by discharging their firearms.
Now this is the video they showed to the public. This is crazy. This is insane. Instead of showing the footage as it appeared, what they did, screenshot it. I mean, I don't understand this. I mean, what kind of pictures is this?
Suspect into custody.
I mean, this looks like an O.J. Simpson case backwards. If it don't fit, you must have quit. Because this don't even look like Jaylon at all.
Deployment of tasers was unsuccessful and the suspect continued to flee on foot. As the foot chase reached the nearby parking lot, the suspect stopped and quickly turned towards the pursuing officers.
Look at this. Can y'all see that? I'm tripping. I know I'm not tripping, y'all. So, I just lost my space, my place. But anyway, you all, I'm going to show you all something.